if you're a Utah Jazz fan, it's not a night off in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because you have Grizzlies at Warriors. And what I think is a pretty monumental contest for the Utah Jazz. I think you are looking 100% without question as the Peloton blows up in the background. You are 100% looking for the Memphis Grizzlies to win this game. Because I don't think you want to run into a red-hot Steph Curry. And if the Warriors beat the Grizzlies, it's likely because Steph got hot again. If you're a Jazz fan, I would think you want the Grizzlies here, Jake, but I don't know that there's an easy out either way.
Yeah, I mean, listen, let's start by saying this. The Jazz are better than both of these teams by a lot. You know, the Jazz are a more complete team, more skilled, able to win the game in more ways than both of these teams.
I would agree.
However, yes, I do agree that I do not want to run into a Hall of Famer, one of the best shooters, if not the best shooter the league's ever seen. A guy who's experienced in the postseason. I don't want to see that guy in the postseason. I want to see Ja Morant. I want to see the Grizzlies. I want to see, a team that really has never done anything in the postseason with the current roster setup that they have. And that's what I want. And I also think that if you look at the matchups, I think Rudy versus Valanciunas is a better matchup for Rudy than Rudy versus whoever the Warriors decide to play at center, because they ain't really got a center. So the point is that I think the Grizzlies are a better matchup, but overall, if I'm being honest, I think the Warriors are winning this game tonight. Honestly, I think Steph Curry is going to give you 30 or 40, and I think this is going to be after what they did with the Lakers. I think the Grizzlies are not going to be a problem for the Warriors. Honestly, I don't.
I don't know. I look at Dylan Brooks. I look at the way Kyle Anderson's playing right now. Valanciunas gave them some big minutes. He is a physical force, and I don't know that the Dubs have a way to answer that. Draymond is going to have his hands full there, I would assume. I think the Grizzlies are going to give the Golden State Warriors everything they can handle, and I think that Brooks is going to handle Steph Curry. Nobody can handle him one-on-one. I think that perimeter defense of the Memphis Grizzlies is more than capable, especially what we saw the other night out of Memphis. I think they're more than capable of getting the job done.
But here's what I see with Memphis versus what I saw with the Lakers. The Lakers are not lucky. They've built a great roster, but the Lakers are in the unique position to be able to confidently switch everything, and that allows them to double Steph all across the arc, right? When you're playing the Grizzlies don't quite have that roster. Yeah, they've got Dylan Brooks. Yeah, they've got Ja Morant, two great defenders. But at the same time, if Steph can just get loose a little bit on this Grizzlies team, he's going to go off. I mean, the Lakers have a lot more length. They're a lot deeper. It's just they're a better team. So for Steph, I just feel like tonight, again, let's not forget, the guy put up 30, what did he put up, 36, 38 against the Lakers? He was double-teamed the whole night. So I can't for the life of me believe that he's going to go from doing that to then going and playing one of the worst teams in the playoff conversation and not put up 40 points. That doesn't compute to me. So that's why I say, yes, I don't think the Grizzlies are a pushover, but I just don't see them beating the Warriors. I don't. That's where I struggle. I just think that Steph is going to overcome. I think that Steph is good enough to handle this game. I guess I just believe that, and I guess that's the difference.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't believe in Steph Curry. He cannot do this on his own, and I think there are some very difficult matchups in this game. I mean, if you look at the way that the Memphis Grizzlies are playing, I mean, it is how shall I say? It is not improbable that they are here. It is not surprising that they are here. Ja Morant is a superstar, capable. I think he and Dylan Brooks will double team Steph Curry, and I think they're going to be physical with Steph. I think that the question will remain, and I think one of the biggest questions you have to ask here is how much impact will Ja Morant have offensively on this game? I think that's a huge question mark because that's going to rely 100% on Steph Curry's defense. And he's going to be worn out because he's going to be running laps on offense. Steph Curry, I don't know how he does it, frankly. His conditioning makes him elite. And we've talked all about this. They talked about it on the broadcast the other night. His motion away from the basketball is what truly makes Steph Curry elite.
Yeah.
His conditioning is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. The guy seemingly never gets tired. I think the Memphis Grizzlies are going to put body after body after body on him, and they're going to make his life difficult. I would not be surprised if there were 2 or 3 fouls on 3-point opportunities for Steph.
Well, if I was playing Steph, I would do that. Like, I would send a message of, hey, like, I'm going to get my money's worth. I'm not, like, when I say, hey, if I was playing defense against Steph Curry and the Warriors and my defense is going to be physical, I'm talking about I'm not just like running by him and kind of tapping his arm. I'm like taking his arm with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even allowing even the idea of a 4-point play. That's not happening. He's not getting that shot off, and he's paying the price. Like that. That's how I'd be playing Steph Curry. And I want to be clear, I'm not trying to hurt him, but I'm just proving the point that, hey, you're not getting wide open looks. You're not getting even half contested looks. We're going to force, these other guys, Andrew Wiggins and Toscano and all these other guys to beat us. So we'll see. We'll see. My point is that the reason that it was so hard for Steph against the Lakers because the Lakers execute at a very high level defensively, and they turned that up in the second half. I don't believe after what I saw against San Antonio that the Memphis Grizzlies are mentally disciplined enough to stop Steph Curry for 48 minutes. I don't believe that.
Ooh. I think you're underselling them. Listen, let's be honest. Neither one of these teams are great teams. They wouldn't be in an elimination game in the play-in tournament if they were great teams, right?
Right.
But I think Memphis felt good winning. The Dubs feel bad they lost to the Lakers. I think that's going to play a factor. I think that Laker game was a grind. It was absolutely a grind. And at the end, the Memphis game was a grind. I get it with the Spurs. But, man, I think this can be a close game. I could actually see it both ways. I think the Warriors are the better team. Here's the good news. I 100% agree with you that I don't know that it matters who wins this game. They're going to Salt Lake City to die.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, this is a situation where you have an elite team in the Utah Jazz that is going to get a tired team coming to Salt Lake City to play at altitude. You're going to roll the Golden State Warriors because I think the Warriors will win this game.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be difficult. But one thing I want to say about the Golden State Warriors, and I think this is a critical point, the young bravado of this team is why they lost the Laker game, in my opinion. When you have Toscano, Anderson blowing kisses and telling the crowd at Staples Center to shut up, when you were up by, 20 at that point?
Yeah.
How did that work out for you? How did it work out for Poole talking all kinds of junk when he hit that 3 out of the corner? Didn't hit another 3 the entire game. In my opinion, the young bravado of this team is its best attribute, and it's its weakness. Yeah. Because the overconfidence, Jake, that we saw from the Golden State Warrior bench, I think really hurt this team.
Yeah.
I think their inability to control Draymond's emotions hurt this team. And I wonder how quickly Steve Kerr can turn that around.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think the bravado thing is we don't just see it with the Warriors. I mean, we see the bravado thing out of young guys all the time in the league. And I think for the Warriors, when he blew that kiss and told the crowd to shut up, and like when they were talking all that junk, I mean, yeah, they were up 20. They were dominating the Lakers. But also on the flip side of that, the Lakers weren't playing well, and you hadn't seen their best. And so,
I agree with that. Absolutely.
So it's just kind of this two-way thing. But that's why I say, like, the thing that I'm really struggling with the Grizzlies is not that they're not capable of winning this game. It really has nothing to even do with, like how they play the game. More what I struggle with the idea that the Grizzlies would beat the Warriors here is that the Warriors took the Lakers to the end. The Warriors took the Lakers to a 34-foot jumper out of a blind LeBron James, allegedly. So, like, this Warriors team is coached by one of the best coaches in the league right now. This Warriors team...
Does he get credit, though, Steve Kerr?
I don't think he doesn't get any credit at all. He doesn't get enough, but at the same time, you're not going to be... Not that you're insinuating he should be in the Coach of the Year conversation, but I think that when you win as much as he's won, I think that the benefit of the doubt kind of goes away, and people just assume you're going to win.
You get overlooked as a top producer. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
You
so
get overlooked wildly.
It just is one of those things where, yeah, Steve probably doesn't get the credit he deserved. Now, if they let's say that by some miracle, not that I think this is ever going to happen, on any situation. But let's just say the Dubs got to the Western Conference Finals somehow, some way. If that were to happen, then I think the conversation about Steve Kerr starts to kind of come to the forefront.
Right.
But I agree with you. No matter who wins this game, they're going to Salt Lake City to die. And honestly, like, I hope it's the Warriors. Honestly, I'd love to see Steph against the Jazz, but that's what.
Tyler says, congrats on 500. This made you change your tune on the Jazz. Actually saying nice things. Okay, so nice things guy is
funny.
in.
Here's what's
nice
funny.
things guy is in this morning.
We get that all the time. Oh, well, I haven't listened in a week, and now all of a sudden I turn it on, and you guys have changed your tune. What's going on here?
Well, stop missing shows, and you won't miss tunes. We're not getting into it.
Whatever.
Anyway, my point is, I think the Warriors probably win this game tonight, and I agree with Eric and Raleigh. He talked about Wiggins and Bazemore. Here's the problem with Andrew Wiggins, and we have seen this time and again.
Yep.
Andrew Wiggins, he's going to score 25 tonight. But what's he also going to do?
Turn it over a bunch.
Hey, I have a dunk. I'm wide open. Throw me the ball. It's going to hit me in the forehead. I'm going to drop it. It's going to turn over, and it's going to turn into an alley-oop for Anthony Davis.
Shame.
Oh, what else is he going to do? He's going to turn it over. He's going to take some bad shots. Oh, but he had 27 points. Wasn't his fault they lost.
Well,
it was his fault the Lakers got hot.
Yeah.
And I think Kent Bazemore, the same thing. Everybody loves Kent Bazemore when he's hitting those wide open threes in the first 2 minutes of the game. But then where is he in the fourth quarter?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, against the Grizzlies, they're going to keep getting those looks.
They will. An elite defensive team like the Lakers is not going to continue to let you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's what the greatness of Steph Curry is. That shot at the end of the half,
Yeah.
he had 3 guys on him.
Yeah.
And it still went in. That, to me, is what's amazing. Congrats on 500 shows and 750 shows, my guys. Thanks, Gabe Ledley.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Cody Strickland says, morning, guys. I can't believe the Warriors only have a -3.5 in Vegas. I know. I thought this would be a much larger line in favor of the Warriors. But I'm telling you, the guys in Vegas pretty rarely get it wrong.
Yeah.
Man, I really feel like the Grizzlies are going to give them a game.
I don't think the Warriors are going to blow the Grizzlies out, but I don't think it's going to come down to a final shot.
True. Cody Strickland says, are you guys doing a show today? No, I don't
Thanks,
think so.
Cody. Yeah, we don't watch Jazz games either, so.
God, Cody, I love you, dude. He says,
And when I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
he says Jake and his COVID. You got that little COVID morning cough going.
Yep.
People are picking up on it.
Yep.
LVL 307 says, hello from Manila.
There we go.
Good to see you. Rakim, I'm going to say Rakim, even though that's not it. Rakim El Jabubu.
Who the f*** is that guy?
Says, have you given the PS5 away yet? No.
No, sir. 2 minutes.
Coming up in a couple of minutes. Felipe Berlinski stuff. Felipe says, I'm actually scared of the Warriors. Should be. Because the Warriors are that team. You're going to beat that team.
Yeah.
But what's it going to take out of you? In a 7-game series.
If you're the Jazz?
Yes. If Mike Conley's got to chase Steph Curry around, let's call it 5 games. I think they would win that in 5 games.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what Quinn would do with Steph. I don't think that they would have the mindset of guarding Steph with just one guy. I think that they would.
But you're going to start man for man.
Well, yeah.
And then you're going to have to shift, and I think this is where the Rudy freelancing thing comes in.
Yeah.
But
the defense against the Warriors is begging for a zone. That's what it is, because you want to be able to shift your players around the floor to constantly have 2 in the area of Steph and then try to make someone else beat you. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised to see, at the beginning of the game you're going to play man, but I would not be at all surprised to see the Jazz roll out either a straight-up zone or maybe a little bit of a matchup zone, something like that, to play double constantly.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Brandon Ragsdale, I don't know what you said. YouTube removed your comment. Cody Strickland must have changed from last night because I was shocked. Who knows, Ja might even give us a surprise. But does he win? Does he win? That's something I think
this is one of those games. Yeah, I mean, if you're Ja Morant, this could be a signature game in your very young career. This could be one of those games that you look back and you're like, hey, I pulled my team through.
Yeah, I think it is. Interesting. What do you mean my dog died? My dog didn't die. Bahai says, what did I miss? Was busy playing 2K14. Ricky Martinez says Monty's dog died. Brylark says first 20 minutes was a tearful tribute. Bahai says, seriously? No.
My fucking ass.
My dog did not die. Don't believe that. Berlinic says the Warriors will win. Ricky says, yep, rip Brutus. Right. My dog is not dead, and his name is not Brutus. You guys are hysterical. Give it away already. My God, we're getting there. We are getting there. Ackler B. Gorn says, announce the winner. Let's go. What do you mean you're only here? Are you only here to win prizes? Don't put money on the nightstand and leave, please. Good morning. What did I miss? Granzini says. Don't ask. Brylark says the bag alert face masks are definitely on their way.
Yes.
Absolutely. Gabe Ledley says, if you guys aren't working with your clothing guy on a hot dog sandwich design, what are we even doing here? Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Wow. I don't know. Brandon Ragsdale, I don't know you, but YouTube is asking if I want to block you from my channel. I don't know what you did. But hey, okay. Brandon Ragsdale says I'm the winner. Okay, maybe. All right, should we just pull the winner now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right,
Go ahead, boss.
it is 2 minutes past 7 o'clock. Let's do this. Okay, so these are all of our.
You can see it's much more full than
Much
last
more
time.
robust,
Way
right?
more robust than last
So,
time. So thank you.
We're
Thank
going to
you.
pull the winner now for the PS5 giveaway.
Okay.
And let's see. Let me get deep down into
the bosom.
into the stuff, and let's see who we got here. Shar Ocampo. Shar.
My mind is blown.
You can't read that anyway. Shar Ocampo.
Man, who's Shar Ocampo?
I think Shar Ocampo is in the Philippines.
Oh.
Shar Ocampo, congratulations to you. My friend, you have won a PS5 and one of our logo hoodies from our yet-to-be-released clothing line. By the way, the new...
It's coming. What is it? Give us a little bit of an update. Like, where are we at with it?
I am super stoked. The guy that's doing some graphics for us, we've been exchanging, hey, do you like this? How about this? Let's tweak that. Who's your mom? Like, we've been exchanging back and forth.
Razzle dazzle.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for the design that's coming. But Shar Ocampo, congratulations to you. Philippine name, yes. Does that does that is it Shar Ocampo, is that like a Filipino name? I don't know anything about names. So but yeah, Shar Ocampo, congratulations. We'll reach out now. Immediately people have asked this question 1,000 times. It came up with Agent S when we gave it away. About international delivery. I'm not flying to the Philippines, so there will be no picture, but we are absolutely willing to ship internationally. I will find Shar Ocampo, and we will give this away. I don't know. She must have tweeted at us.
Yeah.
So we have. I shouldn't assume Shar. I'm just assuming that's a woman's name. But Shar Ocampo, we will reach out to you.
And now the next giveaway.
So congratulations to Shar. The next giveaway that we are doing is a pretty good one. If you are just tuning in, the giveaway that we are doing is a 50-inch Samsung TV, 4K UHD with Amazon Alexa built in. We're also giving you a year's worth of Disney Plus subscription. So spectacular. It's a great prize. It's a little bit of a play on the you guys don't watch jazz game thing. So essentially, yes, we will ship internationally. Yes, we will, if you are in Salt Lake City and you happen to win, yes, we will come drop it off. Yes, we will also include, you get a bunch of stuff with this TV. So you'll get all the warranty and all of that. I want to make that very clear.
And by the way, just because I have this TV, just so you guys know, the TV actually does support Netflix and
it's a smart TV. Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it has Alexa, so you can have your Prime membership. Like, it's got all the goodies.
What if you can't find Shar? Who are you going to give it to? I have no idea. We'll redraw it. Alexa, stop. Like, see, we talk to her name, and then she starts talking and stuff.
Whatever.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm guessing we'll be able to get in touch with Shar.
I mean, yeah, I
but
would assume so.
that's a good question. If we would redraw it.
Yeah.
No Jazz playoff tickets, Cody Strickland said. I haven't gotten them yet. If I get Jazz playoff tickets, we very well may give those away. We're going to do a bunch of giveaways. Like, we have another Xbox. We have another PlayStation.
We've got, just so you guys know, and you wouldn't know this unless we told you, so that's why I'm telling you, obviously. We've got, like, racks on racks of consoles, not consoles, consoles on tap. We've got a bunch of stuff coming.
Yeah. Why don't you guys just give away a full line of your clothing?
We could.
Nah, we could. I mean, Cody Strickland says the A word is just trying to get famous on your show. Correct. Monty, the giveaway is getting too far. What's at 100K? A Ferrari LaFerrari? Could be.
Well, hopefully you guys start buying merch and we can afford a Ferrari.
And hopefully we get to 100K that would be amazing. Hey, is anyone watching the Stanley Cup playoffs? The Pens Islanders series has been fire. Well, I've never seen so much fighting in the NHL postseason.
Someone has found Miss Ocampo.
Really?
On Twitter.
Really?
Eric and Raleigh has found her.
I like it. Let's see.
She's an architect.
Charlotte, is that her? Does she follow us?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Is she in the Philippines? She is in Singapore. Okay, cool.
See, there you go.
Good job, Eric and Raleigh. Well, we'll have to.
Eric and Raleigh's got this search for people thing on lock.
Yeah, we keep all of their screenshots, so we'll work it out. But what happens if you? Well, again, okay. So a lot of people now are saying, "What if you can't find Char?" We'll redraw, or I mean, the rule is
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, typically the rule is if we can't find the person, we would just redraw it.
Yeah.
So we'll do what we can do, and we'll figure it out. I'm guessing PS5 giveaways on the internet are massive.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Char's going to be around.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. You could do a 50 or 100 scribe draw for your clothing line. I wouldn't mind winning a hoodie. Yeah, we'll give merch away. Don't worry.
What do you think the timeline is? Just not specific day, but like a week, 2 weeks.
Well, we were going to launch it last Monday. But the issue has been that our design, we wanted to tweak our design a little bit. So we'll see. And we're always after the material. When you have a clothing line, by the way, the material is more important than really anything. If I put a fire design on a shitty T-shirt, what good is it? The design doesn't matter. So there's a lot more that goes into, hey, let me throw this on a sweatshirt and give it to Cody Strickland, right? I mean, and besides, are we doing a show today? Anyway, the point is, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You're welcome.
Have you started a trade war with Nigeria yet?
Bro, what's the update with that?
The update is that there is not really an update.
It's supposed to be today.
It's supposed to be today.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see what the update is. We'll see what the update is.
Yeah.
Here nor there, we'll see what the update is.
Right.
So, we'll keep you up to date on that. But, yeah, we're going to have a ton of giveaways. We're going to do an international giveaway, even though I think this probably covers it.
Yeah,
The fact that somebody in the Philippines won it.
The TV, we're not shipping the TV. I mean, that'd be really tough. That's a huge shipping bill.
What do you mean we're not shipping the TV?
I guess we could. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how heavy it is.
I value every subscriber. Yeah, we'll ship the TV. If somebody wins internationally, hey, thanks for making up the rules on the fly, dick.
I'm just saying, we just like it, dude.
We're gonna give away. Anyway,
We'll figure it
if y'all need some quality merch, I'll shoot Jake some info. Hunter V says.
Yeah.
Do it, man.
DM
We're always
me, bro.
looking to upgrade our clothing line game.
Yeah.
Bahai says. Let's see. Use all major drops design. Like, oh, my mind is blown. You're welcome. I don't give a baker's F. All of these on a hoodie, all over it. Well, now
Give a baker's fuck.
Well, now people are designing our clothing.
I love
line
it,
for
dude.
us.
See?
I do. That's not a terrible idea. You could do 50 or 100. Well, I read that one already. My bad. Enough with the giveaway. Let's talk crap and sticks and slurp. Okay, Gabe. We're working on it, man. Did I miss it? Yes, you missed it. Yeah, you missed it. Nye Guy says dick alert, major dick alert. Okay. Brandon Whiteside says Dogecoin for everybody. Okay, by the way, am I the only one that's totally off crypto right now? Like I'm I'm on the sideline on crypto at this point. With the way that Elon crashed Bitcoin, and now with this Dogecoin thing, like I'm out of crypto right now.
Yeah.
I'm out of it. All right. Does that pretty much cover the laundry?
Yes, that covers the laundry, bro.
Okay, so let me again reiterate what our next giveaway is. At 1,000 subscribers, and again, let me tell you what our...
And by the way, pace-wise, that's not going to be long.
Yeah, that's going to be like a week. Like, this has been insane. You guys... And I don't know if it's... I would imagine it's our fire content and my good looks.
Right.
But we went from 500 to 750 in a blink.
We didn't start out great, but then we got momentum going.
I mean, it was amazing. And yesterday, we were at 750. Today, we're at 784 already. So if we continue on this pace, let's just say we pick up 10 new subscribers a day.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're looking at less than a month, we'll be at 1,000.
Yep.
So, hey, we appreciate every one of you. Right now, we're at 784. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we are going to give away a 50-inch Samsung HD 4K UHD TV that is Amazon Alexa capable, because my unit is sitting right here in the background.
Your unit.
Well, you know where my unit is, yo, or at least your mom does.
Oh!
Anyway,
We're only here for one reason.
Anyway, that is Amazon A-word capable, and we're going to give you a year of Disney Plus to stream on that TV.
Yeah.
We will also throw in another hoodie if that's what you really want. But that's at 1,000 subscribers. So if you didn't win the Xbox, you didn't win the PS5, we are going to give away a TV and a year of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Pretty good. How do you guys afford to do this? Well, we're ballers.
I'm surprised no one's asked that before, bro.
Appreciate you, Ace.
It's Rax, dude.
How wet will Book be against the Lakers? Well,
hey,
he better be. Let's get into the NBA a little bit here because we spent 10 minutes not. This weekend in the NBA has the potential to be the best first round in NBA history, and I think the ratings will reflect that. There's a lot of people who predicted the imminent death of the NBA on television.
Yeah.
The Warriors-Lakers game was the highest-rated NBA television game, playoff or regular season, since 2019.
Yeah.
So the predicted death of the NBA on TV is a little accelerated. Games like the Pacers-Wizards last night don't help the ratings. You can't tell me that game's a huge draw. Warriors-Grizzlies, and this is my question, I guess, about the NBA, and I am not a conspiracy theorist.
What?
But what we saw in the officials the other night against the Lakers, how many calls does Steph get tonight? Because you can't tell me that the NBA doesn't want the Golden State Warriors to win this game.
Infowars.com.
Put the tinfoil on the windows, right? I'm telling you now, Adam Silver is a marketing genius. Convince me that he doesn't want Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors to win this game.
Infowars.com.
Yeah, they probably do.
I'm wrong.
They probably do. And I don't blame them. You know, I think, you know, everybody was all upset on Twitter after the Warrior-Laker game. Oh, well, you know, the Lakers are this and the Warriors are that, and the officials, you know, work against Steph or they work against LeBron and all these narratives and stuff. And I'm just like, dude, like, yes, of course. It's obvious. Yes, the league wants Steph in the playoffs. Who doesn't want Steph? I want Steph in the playoffs. You want Steph. Your mom does. Like, everybody does. Like, who doesn't, you know? So are they taking it one step further and officiating against Ja Morant tonight? No, I don't know. I don't think that I'm ready to say that they're intentionally going to help the Warriors.
But look what happened to the Lakers the other night. No calls in the first half. I mean, not a single call. Like, they got nothing.
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors, by fault of their own,
Right.
but in the second half, the Golden State Warriors were in the penalty with 3 minutes to gone. So with 9 minutes to go, the Lakers were shooting free throws the rest of the quarter.
Biggest kick in the balls you'll ever get.
All of a sudden, the whistle started blowing. Alex Caruso literally gets blown up in midair.
Yeah.
No foul.
Right.
LeBron James got farted on by somebody, and they blew the whistle and called a foul.
Right.
It's probably extreme. The point is, they started calling fouls as soon as the second half started. Yeah. And what did you say? Well, watch, they'll call it different in the second half.
Yeah, they will. You can see it.
And all of a sudden, the whistle started blowing.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, I don't think we should be surprised tonight if the first, second, third, and fourth quarter are all officiated in favor of the Golden State Warriors.
So the whole game.
Well, it is 4 quarters. I mean,
I'm just asking.
Anyway,
I
mean, it is. What do they always say? I'd rather have a dime instead of 100 pennies.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. It's a see what happened. I'd rather have 4 quarters instead of 100 pennies.
Right.
And I think that's where the NBA is. They want more out of the Golden State Warriors, and they know that Steph Curry and the San Francisco, Oakland, Bay Area TV market is better for them than, with all due respect, Memphis, which is a smaller market that doesn't have a ton of people watching television in it.
Yeah.
So my point is, I actually agree with them from a financial standpoint. I think this game's going to be very close.
Yeah.
And to me, I think the Warriors are going to win, and I think that's going to be a fantastic matchup with the Utah Jazz in round 1 on Sunday night.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think that if you're the Jazz, dude, if you're the Jazz, either way, just be healthy for the first game. That's all I want. I don't want any excuses. I don't want to hear, oh, well, Don was half, he was 50%, and he just kind of did the best he could, and that's why we lost the first game, or that's why this happened, or that happened, or whatever. Just get to Sunday, be healthy. Whoever you're playing, you're going to torch them.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Logan Jackson wants to know, let me get this straight. You guys are going to put names of the participants in the hat from now until 1,000 subs, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're subscribed and you've tagged us on Twitter with a picture of your subscription, you're in this bowl. Now, we're going to have to get a bigger bowl, frankly, because it's overflowing.
Well, bowl size does matter, obviously.
Well, of course, size matters.
Right, of course.
And you can measure it.
Right.
But the point is...
Can you measure it?
Yes, you can. The point is, everybody who's subscribed already and tagged us on Twitter, you're in the drawing.
Right.
If from here forward until 1,000, everybody who tags us on Twitter that you're subscribed, which means take a picture of your subscription, put it on Twitter, tag The Monty Show, tag SLC Supercar, you're going into the bowl.
All gas, no break.
Pretty simple. The day we get to 1,000, the very next show, we're going to announce the winner.
Bada boom, bada bing. You know what I mean? It's really simple. It's not hard. You don't have to pay any money, unlike us who've spent thousands. It's fine. It's good.
And the reason we do it the next day, a lot of people wanted it done yesterday. We need to verify that we have all the names in the bowl. We want it to be fair and straight across the board. And we want to make sure that we pick a single winner, and that person who subscribed to us gets in this case, Shar Ocampo,
the architect.
The architect apparently wins the PS5. That's what we care about. So my point is, it's always going to be above board. Peyton Manning's barber knows his bowl size.
Yeah. Yes.
I would agree with that. Let's see. Tanner Plummer says, Monty, if you believe that, then you probably believe the 2020 presidential election was rigged. Don't start.
Well done, bro.
Ja will take his words about Steph being the MVP back after the official side with the Warriors. Yeah, well, I mean, Ja has paid a lot of respect to Steph. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting. By the way, did you see that Steph is a finalist for the MVP award?
Yes.
Which I was actually surprised by.
Yeah, Embiid can get out of that conversation. It's either Steph or Jokic.
It's Jokic.
It. Yeah.
I think Jokic is winning this thing, no doubt about it.
I think it's a little closer than that, but yes, I agree that Jokic. Yeah, I do. Well, because I think of what Steph has done over the last 6 weeks. I think he's brought the conversation close.
He's been the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
For a
minute now.
I mean, he is.
When's
He's got the worst shoe deal, but he's absolutely balling.
When's the last time Jokic did anything to talk about?
When's the last time you saw a Jokic highlight?
Yeah, I mean,
it's been a minute.
Yeah,
he's not a guy that's marketable. Nikola Jokic, with all due respect, he's a Euro.
Yeah,
he's a soft-spoken guy, and he's a tremendous story. But he plays in a smaller market in Denver, and not many people know that. He's not dynamic like a Donovan Mitchell.
He's not shooting 32 from 32 feet and splashing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I just think I think it's really interesting. Cody Strickland, does the previous winner get another chance to win? They do not. Shar Ocampo is a Filipino working in Singapore, most likely. Okay, cool. She won a PS5.
She likes the Jazz, clearly. I remember, I was thinking about this while we were sitting here. I believe when she tagged us, she said that she found us because she was looking for Jazz content.
Oh, there you go.
On YouTube. So
wait, George Niang not in the MVP finals? Duh. F is this. Well, there you go.
Oh, he don't know nothing.
I think this weekend has an opportunity to be one of the best weekends. First of all, I think the play-in tournament has been a wild success.
Yeah.
I hope they do it every single year because I think it has been unbelievable.
Whoever came up with that shit need to be fired.
Well, I don't know about that, Bronny. Tomorrow, look at the games tomorrow in the East.
Yeah.
Heat and Bucks, Celtics, Nets.
Heat and Bucks is going to be the best Eastern Conference series.
I think it's going to be off the chain.
That's the Eastern Conference Finals before the Finals.
I'm rooting hard for the Heat there.
Yeah.
Mavericks and Clippers. So many people are dogging the Clippers for dodging the Lakers.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Heat. I think the Clippers are winning that series. And then Blazers Nuggets to end the night, 8:30
That'll
Mountain
be
Time.
a great series.
That's going to be a very good series. Although I think there's potential for the Nuggets to trounce the Blazers.
We'll see.
But because they really can defend. And it'll be interesting to see the other question about the Nuggets again. I'm telling you, their health, their injuries are a huge problem. And it'll be interesting to see. The problem is like PJ Dozier's not probably going to play.
As usual.
Yeah, he's got a groin that remains, quote unquote, ways out from a return. That's a huge problem for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
He is their best defensive guard. Will Barton is supposedly going to be able to play in round one against the Blazers.
I would hope so. He's only been out 8 weeks now or whatever it's been.
But again, he's got a hamstring. This is the James Harden, Kevin Durant thing.
I guess. You mean the Mike Conley thing?
Yeah, Mike Conley, another one. I think, listen, PJ Dozier's a huge loss.
Yeah.
If he's not able to play, Dozier's a huge loss for the Nuggets.
Dogecoin?
I mean, to the moon, baby. I think you've really got to account for that. And I think I want to see what Barton's like.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, the Nuggets are winning that series.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
With it, that'll be interesting with home court advantage. I think they're going to win that series. I do. And then, obviously Sunday is here in Utah. It's a huge night. You start the afternoon with, oh, by the way, Lakers and Suns in Phoenix.
Hell yeah.
Not much of a home court advantage in Phoenix, frankly.
What's on the line for your boy?
I think this is a huge jumping off point for Devin Booker.
Wet like on book.
He has got to come through. I mean, if Devin Booker wants that respect that he so values and talks about, well, now it's time to go.
What do you think? Like, so let's say that they lose the series, right? But like Book has a big series. Do you think that that's good enough, or do you feel like they have to win the series for it to really?
No,
matter?
I think he has to perform. I mean, if they lose, it's going to be why did they lose? If Chris Paul drops his groin on the floor again, that's not Devin Booker's fault.
Right.
If Devin Booker's selfish and takes a bunch of shots and nobody else can get in rhythm, and he scores 30, well, what good is that? That's not really how this team operates. Chris Paul is the one that decides who gets the ball. My guess is you're going to see Devin Booker touch the ball damn near every trip down, as he should.
Yeah.
But Devin Booker's got to make threes. Let's stop talking about how great his mid-range game is, and it's great. It's elite at this point.
It is.
Devin Booker needs to make three-pointers for the Suns to go deep into the playoffs. And if he's not doing that, it puts a lot more pressure on, guys like Mikal Bridges, Chris Paul. It means that guys like DeAndre Ayton have to score the basketball a lot.
Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson, well, and let's see if he's healthy.
Yeah.
And what the layoff has done for him. And, I just think the way that the Suns play basketball, it's predicated on Devin Booker making threes. Because if not, everybody else has to step up. And people are saying with the wrist, the latest update is Johnson could return for Sunday. But that's up in the air. DeAndre Ayton said that the knee is on track to be available for the Suns opener on Sunday.
He'll play.
So, well, he better play.
Yeah.
He better play because the Lakers are
Big.
massive.
They're big.
That's a big basketball team.
Yeah.
That can play small or play big.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What do you expect out of Devin Booker?
I expect him to. Yeah, I expect big things from Devin Booker. I think that this is for him. This is a milestone in his career. This is the first time he's really getting into a postseason series. This is the first time he's really playing, games of consequence, as I like to call them. There's a difference between playing games of consequence in the regular season and truly playing big postseason basketball against the best guys in the world. And I think that, my opinion is that Book needs to perform, at a really high level, which to me is 25 plus every night in this series, 7-ish dimes, and as many boards as he can get, So that, to me, is what Devin Booker needs to do to cement himself. And I think the overreaching point here is that the Suns, win or lose, whatever happens in this series, and they're probably going to lose, but win or lose,
Probably.
whatever happens, Devin Booker and NBA fans need to leave this series saying, hey, Book had a hell of a series, right? Book did everything that he could do. He had a great shooting series. He was knocking down shots, playing defense, doing everything he could do.
Right.
That has to be the narrative if you're Devin Booker leaving this series.
Boy, a lot of crush coming down on the Suns. Ace says there's no way Devin Booker steps up to that level. He wants to be LeBron. He wants to be Kobe. He never will be.
See, that's just hating.
I think that's just straight hate.
You don't know Devin Booker if you're saying that.
Suns are going to lose 3 of the first 4. This series is probably over early. Like, what makes you think that? And this is the thing that I'm interested in. Is that Laker belief that high?
Yes.
Because I feel like that's really what this is it's just a lot of Laker belief. And I wonder if the Suns are really that much of an afterthought to NBA fans.
They are. Yes. Nobody watches the Suns. They don't know.
I think that's probably true. And obviously we watch a ton of basketball on this show. I mean, I look at the lines in this game. The Suns are a 3-point favorite in this game. You look at the money lines minus 145. The over-under's 213.
Yeah.
I mean, those are big numbers in a series. If this goes to, if you look at 106 for each team, the Lakers probably win this game.
Yeah.
Because if you only score 106 points, I don't think the Suns are pretty good defensively as well. But
yeah, but to win a game against the Lakers, you're going to have to be 110 plus. That's
I would
just
agree
going to
with
have
that.
to be
I would
a
agree with
reality.
that.
Yeah.
So I will find that interesting to see how that all breaks out. LVL 307 says, is Jalen Smith getting playing time? I doubt it. I mean, as much as I love his goggles, I doubt that Monty Williams is going to put him in or find a way. Why would you? Like, your rotations get shorter, not longer in the playoffs.
You can't afford for a young guy to make mistakes in the playoffs. That can't happen.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Gabe Levely says, we know Book is a talented scorer, so scoring isn't enough for me. If the Suns don't win, nothing really changes for his legacy.
Oof.
Great shooter, but not a superstar.
And that's a Suns fan saying that.
Yeah, Gabe, and it's hard to disagree with that. I disagree he's not a superstar. I think if Devin Booker's on any other club, he's a superstar. I think if they go out and it's ugly, I think there's a real chance he's not a Sun next year.
I would love to see it. Frankly, I like watching Devin Booker play basketball. Let's just make that clear. But I think I agree with you. If he was in a major market, we'd be having a different conversation. But unfortunately, he's not.
He's not.
And I agree. If it's ugly and they get embarrassed, like if the hater comments are true, let's say they get swept. Okay, now he's probably talking about leaving the organization. If they lose in 6, okay, now he's coming back. So
they need to win this series. Like, this is a huge moment.
That
in
would be a
time.
coup in the NBA if they won this series. Dude.
I'm telling you, for Robert Sarver, the owner of the Phoenix Suns, who is one of the most hated human beings in the state of Arizona.
He's an awful owner.
He is. But this is a critical moment in time. They're playing in a completely renovated arena. They're building this practice facility. They bring in a guy like Chris Paul, second best record in the NBA in the Western Conference. Everything's in an uptick. If they get swept, lose ugly, nothing's changed. I agree with Gabe 100%.
I also think, though, let's say you do win this series. Let's say you survive the Lakers. You tell me they're not making a finals run after that? If you beat the Lakers, you've already shown you can beat the Jazz.
What does it take to beat the Lakers? How healthy is Chris Paul? They managed his minutes significantly the last 3 weeks of the season.
I think to beat the Lakers, Book's got to have 30 every night. Paul's got to have 25 and 10 to 12 dimes.
I don't even think that's a stretch.
Yeah, Ayton's going to have 20 and probably 10, 20 and maybe stretch goal of 15, but that's going to be tough against AD and Drummond. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, as much as I want the Suns to win this, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Book will have to do to win this series. I think Chris Paul is the far more important player.
Yeah,
I do, and that's not a slight on Devin Booker. That just the point is, if Devin Booker's going to score 30, Chris Paul's got to make that happen.
Yeah,
and I think Chris Paul's uniquely qualified to do that. It's a matter of it to me. It's a matter of Chris Paul staying healthy, and I think they really did a good job of managing his minutes down the stretch. Cody Strickland says, "Doesn't Booker have 2 more years left?" Yeah, but what's an NBA contract matter? I mean, if Devin Booker wants out of Phoenix, he'll get out of Phoenix.
Yeah,
it's a players' league. So I truly believe he's going to be a Laker. I do. I think if they don't make a deep playoff run, I'd be shocked if he came back to Phoenix. I mean, I've heard when we were in Phoenix, everybody around him and around the Lakers were telling us, hey, those talks have happened. He's made it clear. When Kobe died, hey, he really wants to fill that role.
He's definitely going to play for the Lakers before he's done.
He wants to be a Laker.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. That doesn't mean that he also, by the way, that doesn't mean that he doesn't want to be a Phoenix Sun anymore. That just means at some point he's going to wear the purple and gold.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. The Suns should try and outrun the Lakers to win. LVL, I would say that that's a suicide mission. I mean, the Lakers are elite in the fast break. I mean, on the run, the Lakers are...
Well, I think the point that they're making is that the Suns can get out in transition and get some easy buckets. And I've always agreed with that, especially early in a game. If you can get a quick 10, 15 points, and half of those come off transition, just beating the defense back, I think you want to play. You know, there's some real credence to playing the Lakers defense when they're not fully set. I think that's interesting for sure.
This is some interesting news out of the NBA this morning. Woj bomb. Matt and Ryan Bewley, who are 2 incredible prospects in the NBA, are not going to the NBA G League, and they're not going to college. They're going to this new Overtime Elite League, which starts this year.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's in the fall. And they signed 2-year deals.
Yeah.
That should net them each $1 million.
Yeah, I want to say that league, that I know Drake is involved in that league and the funding of that league, and then I want to say, I feel like LeBron was involved in funding that league, but I can't remember.
This is a huge moment in time.
Yeah.
This is a huge moment in time.
Yeah.
Remember the Bewley name, because they're high school juniors who are going to play pro basketball. Remember those names. Let's say Omar Lazama says, good morning. Good morning to you, Omar. John Mulvaney, what's up, bro? Says Frank Kaminsky cannot be Frank Kaminsky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank's going to have to play.
No kidding.
The size in this series that the Lakers will bring, the belief around the league on the Suns is they can be had physically. And this is why I think they brought in Baines. Now he's not there. But this is why they tried to get bigger and stronger last year. Didn't work. And now they bring in Chris Paul, and I think you're going to see the Lakers. I don't know. I think the Lakers were so good with Anthony Davis in the middle, and I think he could absolutely manipulate DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that.
He wouldn't have trouble working against Ayton.
Ayton's not going to be 100%. I think that's a huge series.
Yeah.
Who do you guys want the Jazz to see? Mark, I want the Jazz to see the Golden State Warriors. I don't think it matters in the first round. I agree with you.
Well, it's Warriors or Memphis.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
if you just tuned into the show, Jake said 20 minutes ago, the Jazz are much, much better than either one of these teams. I agree with that. I don't think it matters. I think I would love to see the Jazz go up against Golden State.
Yeah.
Because I think that style of basketball is much more comfortable for the Jazz.
Yeah.
I look at, again, I just happen to be much more of a believer in Memphis than I am than most people. Let's put it that way. What Dylan Brooks has showed this season is that he's already amongst the elite defenders in the NBA.
Right. Yeah.
He is physical. He is not scared. He's not a guy that worries about Steph dropping him on a crossover. Ja Morant is fearless. And he's actually gotten better with his hands defensively. He used to be a hip and shoulder guy that would bump you. He's actually learned how to use his hands to play defense. And I think that I think they're a more difficult matchup for the Jazz than the Warriors are. And I think with the Jazz, they're very good defensively. They can match up with Steph Curry as much as anybody can match up with Steph Curry, right? So I think it's one of these things where I'd much rather see, if I'm a Jazz fan, I'd be rooting for Golden State tonight.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I'd as a Jazz fan, I'd much rather see Golden State than Memphis.
Yeah, man, I don't mean to get off track, but this player for the Leafs last night who got kneed in the head, man.
It's ugly.
That's one of the worst injuries I've ever seen.
Yeah, this whole if you have not been watching the NHL playoffs, this is as physical as a playoff season that I can remember. I mean, this is absolutely
the initial hit is clean.
Yeah,
the initial hit's fine.
clean.
It's the second hit that just, and I don't necessarily think this was intentional, but man,
I mean, that's Tavares. That's not
yeah,
just
that's
nobody.
that's a star in the NHL getting railroaded, dude.
That was dangerous, and it's one of those things where there was some panic on the ice.
Well, that's a situation like in the UFC, you're not able to knee a downed opponent. Right. And so when I saw this, I was like, man, like that's why, because a knee, and then they end up fighting, and of course, which is fine. I get it. You have to, but just it just the whole thing was just. It just is sad, anytime, I have major respect for NHL players, man. The beating that those guys take physically, and then for something like that to happen, it just is nasty.
And the guy who hit him is Corey Perry. Who kneed him is Corey Perry.
Yeah.
That's not Corey Perry was almost an incidental part of the play.
Yeah.
The bigger issue was that he had gotten hit and fell into Corey Perry's skating path.
Yeah.
And that's how he got kneed in the head.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going after Corey Perry this morning. It's not Corey Perry's fault. It's nobody's fault. It happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
But again, by the way, that's the greatness of the NHL playoffs.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to sidetrack us. I was just like, holy cow.
It's all good. You know what's interesting to me as well, by the way, is that nobody's talking about the PGA Championship.
Yeah, because who gives a damn?
Nobody
why do I
is
care?
talking about that.
What's the draw? Is the draw supposed to be that you're playing Oceanside? Is that the draw?
I think the draw is that it's a major in golf, and golf has always.
But think about it.
Its major tournaments have always been draws.
What does that mean to anybody anymore? A major tournament for who?
Probably not a lot.
Like for who? Like I don't mind watching golf. To be clear, I love a good Sunday at the Masters, just like anybody else. I'm fine with it. But these kind of tournaments, I'm like, dude, there's playoff NHL, playoff NBA, like there's all this stuff on, and ESPN is promoting the hell out of this golf tournament. Why am I turning it on?
Because ESPN is promoting it because they pay a ton of money.
I know they need to.
And traditionally, major golf has done very well. Yeah. And I think obviously the lack of Tiger Woods' presence is a big deal. He's not playing. He's not even there because of the injuries. But I just think that golf is at a real important moment in time.
But think about it.
There is who's the big. I mean, Koepka was leading the tournament at one point, but so was John Daly.
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, who's leading the PGA? Well, you don't know.
But how long has golf been talking about, hey, Tiger's almost done. Tiger's almost done. Who's the next guy? Who's the next guy?
Well, it was supposed to be Jordan Spieth. I mean,
and now it's not.
Honestly, you're looking at right now, Brooks Koepka is tied for the lead at -3. But with Hovland and Bradley and Grace and guys you don't know, I only know them because I'm in sports, right? But there's not a major star in golf right now.
Yeah.
And I think it's a problem. Tiger and Phil have aged out, if you will.
I mean, the idea that Matsuyama got hated on for winning that, it just tells you everything you need to know about where golf is at, honestly.
Yeah, it's in a tough place. I mean, there's no, and I would say on a weekend like this, where you have, look at what is going on in sports this weekend. Like, we're huge F1 fans.
Yeah.
It's Monaco.
Yep.
It's like one of the biggest races of the year. NBA playoffs, as you said, like there's a ton going on.
Yeah.
Am I watching the PGA or am I watching Cubs baseball?
Yeah.
I'm probably flipping back and forth. There's not a situation right now where the PGA Championship is going to dominate my TV viewing. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I just think it was interesting. It just, it's one of those things that I think is just one of those things you figure out. Shal Bahai says Victor Hovland is good. He is good. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows who he is. If they're not playing Augusta, who cares about golf? Well,
That's kind of what I'm
Eric
saying.
and Raleigh's kind of got a point.
Yeah.
John Mulvaney says golf is boring. It's like watching your kid play shitty video games. Well,
hey, if you won the PS5, at least you can play shitty video games.
yeah. Congratulations, Shar. The Nye Guy says golf is sports' redheaded stepchild when the NBA playoffs and Stanley Cup are running. Yes, absolutely. But Brylark says nobody cares about golf without Tiger. Well, there's
What do you? Let me. I'm not even joking about this. What would you guys prefer to watch? European soccer or major PGA golf?
Well, it's the final weekend in the Premier League, and for a guy like I'm a huge Chelsea football fan.
Yeah.
As somebody that supports that club religiously, I'm watching the final weekend of the EPL. I think there's all 10 games across the NBC networks this weekend. And Chelsea are on the verge of clinching a top 4. There's a lot on the line. Champions League football is on the line this weekend, so I'm going to be paying attention to that. Yeah. Lionel Messi is probably leaving Barca, and they say he's going to City. I'm going to pay attention to that.
Typical Messi.
Harry Kane is leaving Tottenham. He's essentially said this week, I'm done at Tottenham, because he was I think he was upset about the way that they fired Jose Mourinho, who, by the way, already has a job in Serie A. But I know I am following the Premier League way before I'm following the PGA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even close. I'm following Monaco way before F1. I'm following F1.
Yeah, we were already talking
golf.
about it. We were talking about it on Monday.
I think golf has a long way to go here.
Yep.
I really do. What do you think of Chelsea do? They are in rumors with signing Haaland and Aubameyang. I think Auba stays at Arsenal. I don't think he's going anywhere. And I think Haaland and Harry Kane are in major play for Chelsea. Because I think they've learned sending a player to Spain is fine. Buying a player from Spain, Diego Costa aside, I think buying players from Spain has not worked out. I mean, if you look at Messi, he's on the wrong side of his career, right? And this has been a meltdown. Barca is going to miss the Champions League.
Yeah.
Messi's not the guy you're chasing. I look at Neymar, who I think has been nothing short of a failure at PSG, and he can't wait to get back to Barca. Well, go ahead. I think the world knows that buying from Spain is not nearly as good as selling to Spain.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting. Yes, Eric C., I hope you're right. Chelsea's going to sign Kane, and I hope so. Kane has said he loves being in London. He just knows that to be in London, you got to be blue.
Yeah.
Frankly, right now, being in London, of the clubs that are in London, there's no doubt that Chelsea is the top team. Okay, I'll stop.
All right.
I could talk EPL all day long.
I know.
I love it, and
I know.
hate it. And, I don't think you hate it.
I don't hate it. I'm just not passionate about it.
Casey Finlandson says, since sports were taken from us last year, the hunger for sports is much bigger now, and golf has dropped down the priority viewing scale.
Yes.
Because, frankly, what's exciting about the New York Knicks right now? Well, they're in the playoffs, and they sold out both of their first 2 playoff games.
Yep. Full capacity.
That's a big story.
Yep.
The Garden being full is a big story.
Yeah.
So I think you're exactly right about that. Fandom and being fans is exciting. Mrs. Monty apparently is excited to be wearing Air Jordan 1 mids. But let's see. Shaw says, but they'll push Werner to right wing. Well, you know what? Frankly, Timo Werner and Kai Havertz have been huge disappointments for Chelsea.
Hold on. I'm a little surprised right now. Are we getting some good support here for Premier League soccer talk?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Every Premier League fan is closeted when we're talking NBA.
Yeah.
Because this is the United States of America.
But I just wasn't sure because you had made a comment, not on the show, off the show when we were talking about this, that obviously soccer is not nearly as huge here as it is overseas. That goes without saying, right? And so I was just curious how many people that listen to the show actually were about the soccer talk.
You want to know the answer to not even close? How many people even know that Christian Pulisic is even on Chelsea?
How many people even know that name?
I think in the U.S., in the community, everybody knows it. Outside of the soccer community,
yeah,
I'm not convinced that many people know it. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me, I guess. By the way, there is a good Air Jordan 1 draw this morning.
Okay.
It is an Air Jordan 1 low in the sneakers app.
Okay, this better be an amazing Air Jordan 1 low if it's a draw.
It is a draw. It is a draw. It opens in 15 minutes.
Okay, cool.
And yes, I am in on it. And it's taking forever to open the sneakers app. Liberty Return says, I love playing soccer, but watching it is just boring.
MLS is boring. I can watch EPL. I can watch EPL.
Yeah, James Dyke says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. James, you
would
won,
you
but
mind
you weren't here,
being
so
late?
we had to give it to somebody else.
Was it that you were going to pick up the racks of 4X, or what was going on?
Yeah. Where's my 4X?
Yeah, come on.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Who wins this weekend? Let's get back to NBA because we are on the clock. NBA tonight. Golden State or Memphis?
Golden State by 7.
Ooh.
Golden
so they
State
cover.
by 7.
Okay. I'm going to take Steph to win it. It'll be 3 or less.
Game winner?
Game winner.
Okay.
Heat Bucks.
The Heat will win that game.
Milwaukee's favored by 4.5.
Yeah, the Heat will win that game.
That's in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Mavs, Clippers, Staples Center, Clippers by 5.
Everyone's healthy. Porzingis is playing.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think the Clippers will win game 1, but don't be surprised if that's a 7-gamer.
So you think the Mavericks have a chance?
I think the Mavericks have a chance, yes. Because
Really?
here's why. Hear me out on this, right? Like on paper, the Clippers should be way better than they are way better than the Mavs.
Wow.
But what do we know about the Clippers? What happens to them in the postseason? What have we seen? And everyone's saying, oh, well, they got Rondo now, and that's going to cover the chemistry issues and the lack of leadership.
I don't know about all that.
But that's what the narrative has been. Hey, they have Rondo now. They have a legit floor general, so they're going to be in a better spot. It's not Reggie Jackson running point anymore.
Nets, Celtics in Brooklyn. Nets are favored. Your slurpification is
Nets
favored
by
15.
7.5. Nets by 15.
Blazers, Nuggets in Denver. This is a pick'em. This is the Denver Nuggets and Portland Trailblazers are a pick'em.
Yeah, I think the Blazers have a legit chance. No Jamal Murray really changes that series.
I don't know about that. Lakers, Suns. Suns are home, favored by 3. I got to take the Suns. I don't know how you go any other direction.
Oh, I know how you go other directions. Yeah, I think the Lakers have big size. I think they
have big injuries, and they have
how do they have big injuries?
LeBron's not healthy,
Well,
and if he's not the best that he can be,
yeah, I mean yeah.
I can see this series going both ways. But until I see LeBron doing what he was doing, the last game of the regular season, then I'll take the Lakers. I think if everything's equal and LeBron's capable, I think the Lakers win that series. I think the Lakers are the best team in the NBA when everybody's together.
Game 1 in Phoenix.
I'm taking the Suns.
Yeah, my gut tells me to take the Lakers in a really, really tight game.
Okay.
Really tight game.
Wizards in Philly. Philly by 7 in Vegas.
Philly in 6, I think. And
they're favored by 7.
Right. And I'm saying in this series, I think Philly is going to win this series in 6 games, and I think tonight I don't know, man. I don't trust Philly. I don't trust Joel. I don't trust Ben Simmons. They're a team. They're a team that needs to show more reliability in the postseason. So like to me, I could see it going both ways because Washington's not really that good. I could see them winning by 10. I could see it being a really tight game where they're down by 10 and they got to come back and Philly ends up winning it by like 3 or 4.
I mean, Thibul's going to play. Doc Rivers said everybody was available to practice. Thibul's going to play. This is at most a 5-gamer. This is, I mean,
We'll see.
At most.
We'll see.
I think when I look, well, you know what, man? When I look at Philly and they're healthy, I have no problem at all believing that they should sweep Washington. You have Ben Simmons to lock down Beal, and Westbrook's not beating anybody on his own.
Yeah. And Joel's healthy, right?
Yeah. He's
I don't know, man. I just don't trust Philly. There's something about Philly where I'm like, I don't think they're going to lose the series certainly,
Really?
but I don't necessarily trust them. Yeah.
okay. Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting to watch. I think Philly's exponentially better.
For sure. Yeah.
Much, much better. Brylark says, how wild would it be if the Suns knock the Lakers out in the first round?
I'm telling you, if they win this series,
Bro.
the Suns are going to make an NBA Finals appearance. If they beat the Lakers, they will go on to the NBA Finals. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that. What do you make? How good are the Knicks? Because this is a question.
Who do they have?
The Knicks have the Hawks. They're a pick'em.
The Knicks should win that series, dude. Come on.
Their defense is a question.
Yeah.
Their defense tends to switch off at
Trae
times.
Young's first real chance.
I think that's going to be a real tight series. And I think Julius Randle may win the most improved player. He essentially has it locked up, but that's going to be a tight series. I'm going to take the Knicks only because they have home court advantage. And I think this is Trae Young's jumping off. There's a lot. Nobody in that series has a ton of experience.
Yeah. Which means it'll be a good series.
I think it will be very interesting. Let's see. Brylark says Philly sweep. Westbrook will try and do too much. I agree with that.
Probably.
Parkins says at the end of the day, it would be the 2 seed taking out the 7 seed. That should be expected. I would agree with that. Do you like watching Bundesliga? I don't watch it.
No.
Austin Parkins also says the 76ers are the Clippers of the Eastern Conference.
Yes.
Wow.
They are.
I like that a lot.
They are. They even have the same coach.
They're missing. They need Ben Simmons is not good enough to win a championship.
Agreed.
I think they need another weapon there. James Knight says, I know I probably missed all the Spida talk, but we're about to get to it. Jazz full roster. Let those threes rain down. By the way, James Knight, did you not see that your boy Jingle Nation is on the 6th man of the year list? Clarkson and Jingles.
Clarkson's winning that.
Yeah,
let's
Clarkson's
not play any
award.
jokes.
But he's on the list.
Yeah.
Eric C says Bundesliga is a great league, even if Bayern always wins it. Meh.
Then how is it a great league? I'm not trying to be an asshole, but how is it always a great league then?
It's not a great league. I don't watch it. Jazz and somebody. Sunday at the Viv. How confident are you that Don is going to be healthy and ready to go?
Oh, I think he's going to play. There's no doubt about that. He will play, I think.
Okay.
But I think that health-wise, where's he going to be? 70% maybe? You know?
Wow.
First of all, you've got the fact that he hasn't played a game since April 18th. That's when he went out. So you're just over a month that he's not played a single game. So he's not in game shape. That's going to be an adjustment period for him. Not to say that he's going to be exhausted, but I just think that there's, you got to get back in the flow a little bit. You got to work yourself back into the game. So, and we saw this with LeBron. LeBron came out rusty. So we'll see what Don looks like. And this is what we talked about yesterday. LeBron James is one of the greatest players to ever play this game, right? LeBron James is what is he, 6'8", 6'9", 240. He's a significantly bigger, more physical player than Donovan Mitchell is, which gives him more ways to play the game. When I look at Don and I say, okay, well, this is a point guard who has never done this before, who has a bum ankle that he says is great, but I'm not going to buy it till I see it. So let's say he's 70, 80% of what he typically is. Okay, does that mean he's got a lack of lift? Does that mean there's a little bit of a lack of explosion? What does he look like? And that's why I'm saying yesterday was the first day that it came out, oh, well, I'm good. I'm going to play, I'm on track. Everything's fine. But I'm telling you guys, just be cautious with the, hey, fully healthy, raining threes, that narrative, because we don't know what Donovan Mitchell is going to look like because he's never really been through something like this before.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you. Eric C says, don't be an asshole, Jake.
Oh, I'm being an asshole.
What did he say to be like, what is that coming about? Brylark says, do you think the Jazz keep the Spida updates secret to keep opponents guessing? There is no guessing. I mean, the ups, if he's 100%, he would have practiced before the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know that
he even made a comment that this was, I'd have to go and find it on Twitter, but he made a comment yesterday that this was not an injury where he was just kind of resting and taking his time.
No.
Like this was one where this was a serious injury.
He straight up said this was not a minor injury.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, dude. Like this is, you're talking about, hey, I almost broke my ankle. If you go back and watch the play, damn near broke his ankle. And he's been having to sit down, wearing the boot a long time, not walking around a lot. And so that's what I'm saying. They're going to win.
You cannot tell me that if LeBron James, who is probably the best conditioned athlete in the world, if he is limping around on his ankle,
Yeah.
which I thought was far worse than Donovan. You can't tell me that Donovan's 100% right now.
Yeah.
Those ankle sprains, and I don't know if Donovan had a high ankle sprain. I don't know. But these ankle sprains don't go away quickly.
Right.
If you really look at the history of guys with ankle sprains, they don't go away quickly. To me, I think the Jazz are an elite team. I think the Jazz are a championship quality team. It is simply a matter of how they play and who they play and where they play and what the philosophy is. How do you keep Bojan Bogdanovic going?
Yeah.
How do you limit Jordan Clarkson from being too much of Jordan Clarkson?
Right.
How do you get Rudy going offensively? Like one of the other reasons I think you want Golden State is because there's no matchup there on either side. Like I look at Rudy Gobert against Golden State, and I think they're going to have trouble defending him. Mm-hmm. And I think the Jazz against Golden State will shoot a ton of threes, and Rudy's going to have a field day on putbacks.
Right.
Now, defensively for Rudy, I don't know where he goes because if he's guarding Draymond, that's a huge problem. And I know Steve Kerr will not play Kevon Looney. He will play Draymond at the 5.
Right.
And you will be running up and down chasing Draymond.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge problem for the Jazz.
Yeah.
So that would be the one matchup that would concern you. But if I'm a Jazz fan, I want the Jazz to play the Warriors all day.